Shalom Akim, all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, double honors to the apostles, great millstone, salutation to you, Akim, doing the work in truth and sincerity. This video is basically about Moab and the things that they've been doing. If you watched my previous videos, you're seeing that Moab is basically showing their ass against Jake. This is a report out of Nigeria, and yes, I do believe a lot of the people of Nigeria are actually Israelites. But let me play this report and then get some scriptures.
Let's dive right into the story. A Nigerian lady was lamenting how she was not served in a Chinese restaurant. The workers in the restaurant told her they could not serve her food, but she could order for takeaway. Now, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you can go to a Chinese restaurant in Lagos, Nigeria, and not be served because you are black? Now let's imagine we are in China and that is a Nigerian restaurant, and this Nigerian restaurant refuses to serve the Chinese. Do you think they'll still let them stay in China? What do you think would happen to them? Would they be beat? Would they be sent away? What would happen to them? Now let's take you back to Kenya. Months ago, where a Chinese chef was recorded beating up his African worker. As we can see, Chinese love to impose their racist laws. But you know what? I do not blame them. And why is that? Because we Africans allow them to do that to us. The reason why I mentioned that Nigeria has influence is because typically everything that Nigeria does, other African countries will also do. Now, what did the Nigerian government do? Well, it went and shut down this Chinese restaurant. And by doing that, it did set the standard that the other African countries can also carry on. Now, we have criticized the Nigerian government for so many things, and they've come short on so many things, but let's pause and applaud them for a job well done. Other African countries are going to pick up on this standard. They will not allow foreigners to impose their racist laws. I mean, it's 2020, the time for change is now. Why should these foreigners impose on us their racist laws in our own homeland, in our own country? I mean, it's totally unfair, and it's time we all wake up and be the change that we want to see.
Now, as you heard the report, China basically refused service to a woman in Nigeria because she's black, so to speak, And they've been doing that all around their country. Now they're doing it in Nigeria. And, of course, Nigeria retaliated by closing the restaurant. But, Moab is basically showing their ass. But it's because of a report that happened from Edom, the so-called white man, saying that so-called blacks are the main carriers of the corona virus hoax, So I got a few scriptures, mainly about Moab, but it's about the rest of the heathen as well. This is Psalm chapter 83 and 1. Keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace. Be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. And these Moabites is really lifting up their heads, man. They want to be seen that they hate, Jake, But really, it's anybody that's dark-skinned. Why? Off the word of Esau, Edom. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name Israel may no more be in remembrance. May be no more in remembrance. And really, Esau is the beginning of that. Saying that Jake is the ones that mainly got the coronavirus. And then if you watch Apostle Tahar's channel, he had a report up that said that they're basically focusing on putting the vaccine in Jake neighborhoods. And when I mean Jake, I mean all of Jake. The so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called natives, man. They actually want to give Jake the vaccine. And there's a video out right now that Bill Gates is talking about the vaccine should be ready by the summertime. So they want to give Jake these vaccines, start in Jake neighborhoods with these vaccines. There's a video out, Apostle Tahar did a report on it as well, about the ventilators killing people. They sent all these ventilators to New York and put these people on ventilators, and the ventilators are killing people in these hospitals. Next is the vaccines, you know. So, you know, these heathen are making a tumult, man. They trying to bring the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Indians, Latinos, and the speckled bird around the globe to an end. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, the tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes. And Moab are the Chinese, in case you didn't know. Gabal and Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Halat, Selah. So basically, that's every other nation against the children of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Indians, and natives, and the speckled bird around the globe. Because I would take a guess that this lady that's reporting from Nigeria, I would say she's most likely an Israelite as well. Because a lot of the Nigerians, basically the people on the western coast of Africa, a lot of them are actually Israelites. But anyway, let's get the next one. This is Isaiah chapter 11, and I'm gonna start at 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, and that's now, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he that set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and shall gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. That's why I said the speckled bird that's around the globe, man. Because our people are scattered in all of these nations, man. All of these nations. And they should let me see. The envy of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries. The envy of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines, the real Africans, so-called Africans, towards the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey. So you so-called Chinese people, y'all got it coming. Of course, Edom know he's got it coming. But you so-called Chinese people, you got it coming. And what we do to you Chinese people, the Ammonites, the so-called Japanese, they shall obey, man. Because they ain't going to want no smoke after they see what we do to you Moab, the Moabites, you so-called Chinese people. And Yahweh shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian. That's you so-called Africans, you Hamites that's talking shit, man. The tongue of the Egyptian sea, and with his mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river, and shall smite the seven streams, and make men go over dry shod. And there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, like as it was to Israel in the day that he came out of the land of Egypt. So, you know, the point there is, you Moabites and you Edomites, hey, y'all got it coming, man. The Lord is not going to forget this, you know. Jeremiah chapter 46, or chapter 48 and verse 46. Woe be unto Moab, the people of Chemosh perisheth, for the sons are taken captives, and thy daughters captives. Yet I will bring again the captivity in the latter days, saith Yahweh. Thus far is the judgment of Moab. So you going into captivity. We're going to put you in slavery. And hey, y'all got it coming. We're going to fuck y'all up. Not as bad as the Edomites, but we're going to fuck y'all up pretty bad. And this is the last scripture I got. This is Psalm 60, starting at 5. Matter of fact, Psalm 60, and starting at 8. Moab is my washpot, over Edom will I cast my shoe. Philistia, triumph thou because of me. Why is it Philistia, triumph thou because of me? Because the Hamites, hey, we ain't going to fuck up the Hamites as bad as we going to fuck up you other nations. So the Hamites is actually going to be taskmasters over you other nations. Moab is my washpot, and over Edom I will cast my shoe. In other words, you Edomites going to be straight up in the fields, man. Y'all going to have it hard when the Lord brings judgment upon you. But you Moabites, hey, you so-called Chinese, remember what you're doing. Because you're going to get paid back for everything that you're doing in this day and time. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom, all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstones. Salutations to you, Akim, doing the work in truth and sincerity. Shalom.